Hi, my loves. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about some things like some culture shock that returnees face when they come back to Nigeria and basically how to adjust. You know what I mean? Just I've seen that a few people go back and they leave the country and they come back and they struggle. They're like, oh no, this is not the country I left behind, or this is the country I left behind for some reason, right? For some people, maybe because of the job they found abroad, they'll come back and obviously the country wasn't waiting for you. It has moved forward. So I have seen people who came in for a job, right? When I was working in an office, people came in for a job, they've lived abroad for years, but they did not qualify for that job because the job they were doing abroad was totally different from what they have now. So basically they were supposed to be like project managers in their top of their career, but when they went abroad, somehow they saw themselves maybe working in a care home or something like that. So they come back and then just expect that, oh, because I have this years of experience, and you forget that those years of experience were in a different field. So I've seen people struggle, things like that. So today I just want us to like chit chat about it. I put some notes down because I didn't want to forget. The first one I want to say is to acknowledge reverse Japa shock. It is normal to feel like a stranger in a place that you have called home for a very long time. It is normal to feel like a stranger when you come back to Nigeria because you haven't been here for a while. Some people they didn't even touch base, like they were gone for 25 years straight, and then they come back and they're like, I'm speaking my language, but now I'm speaking it with an accent and people are calling me a foreigner. It doesn't feel the same. I'm having conversations with my friends. Either you have moved forward or they moved more forward and things are no more the same. So you realize that your conversations are no longer the same depending on where you're coming from. Things probably when you were in Nigeria, you were so religious, right? And now you're having conversations with your friends who probably moved on from that and who are still very religious, and you do not understand why somebody is going to church on Wednesday by 3 p.m. when they are meant to be working or something. So yes, there's a lot of culture shock. Things like traffic. I know that a YouTuber mentioned this and I could relate. Like she said, I had forgotten how, because in the UK, they don't honk like that. In Nigeria, they honk to say, how are you? If you're passing on the road and someone is crossing wrongly, you honk to yell at the person. You see your friend, you're honking, you're passing, just like the noise pollution is a lot. And she was like, when I came back to Nigeria, even though it wasn't for long, right? She wasn't even gone for up to 2 years, but she just forgot how noisy it was. Things like that can just make you like, oh my God. Yeah. So you need to acknowledge those things. Acknowledge the things that didn't mean anything where you are coming from. They now mean something here. It could be, for example, coming back to, okay, my daughter told me something one day. She said she saw some people and she was like, hi, and they're her seniors. And she just reset her brain and said, good afternoon. Yeah, things like that, like that shock of, oh no, I'm supposed to say good afternoon, but for a very long time, I've been saying hi, even to my elders. So now I have to change that because in Nigeria, we greet good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's not like hi is a crime, but you know what I mean. Like the work culture, maybe you're coming to a work environment, you just realize that, oh no, it's not the same. In Nigeria, we have things like, abroad, you're probably working like 9 to 5, and then you're coming back to Nigeria. Somebody is calling your work line on a Saturday. Yeah, give yourself time to readapt. Don't be harsh on yourself. Give yourself time. Think about it. Like when you went to that country where you're coming from, you needed to breathe as well. You needed to take it all in. You needed to understand how things work. You took your child to school. You understood the school. You understood the rules. You understood the things that you do, that it's not the same way. Because I say a lot of people say, if it's in Nigeria now, I've just said this. Okay, you're not in Nigeria now, you're in the UK. Now you come to Nigeria, you're like, if it's in the UK, this thing will just work like this. So give yourself time. Don't stress yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Give yourself time and everything will fall into place. Another thing I wrote down is reset your expectations. Don't expect things to work the way they did abroad. Systems may be slower. Example, customer service. Do you know that, guys, the way I talk about my customer service for my internet, cyberspace, if I send them a message now, I am getting a message immediately. And I'm not talking about automated message. No, I am talking about a real person responding to me, doing what I want, and calling me back to ensure that I did it, that they did it right. Now, he might be abroad. I'm like, oh, that's basic. But in Nigeria, customer service is really slow. Banking system, really slow. Getting your passport, I mean, now that has completely changed. Shout out to the current minister. That department is working, So, but still, the human factor still plays out there. Sometimes you go there, they'll tell you that network is down and, all that. I remember I had to renew my kids' Nigerian passport, and they kept going back. They went back 3 times before they actually did it. Yeah. So you need to reset your expectations. That's the word I'll use for it. Reset your expectations. Realize that it's not the same where you're coming back. So where you're coming from. So what that does is that it helps you to plan. You just think about, like, I want to do something in the bank, but I might not be able to rush in and out. So can I do this when I'm a bit free? When I have like an hour to give? I know that might sound crazy, but guess what? The day you go thinking that you have an hour to give, that's the day that they'll just do it in 5 minutes. But because you have that expectation, you don't get angry. I used to get very angry in Nigeria. I'm telling you, just the simple fact that people cannot even queue. It's annoying. Like, it is annoying, right? But then I had to reset my expectation, not reduce my standard, but reset my expectation. So what that means is that Nigerians do Nigerian time. You set time for 3 p.m. People are strolling around 7:05, not even knowing that they are late. Now, when you are having your own event, what can make yours to be different? That don't go and set it up for, 7, set up for 3, maintain your standard, right? Anybody that is not there, and at the end of the day, you're going to have friends and family that understand that these are your rules. So it's not the same thing with, reducing your expectation. Resetting your expectation just helps you not to get mad, because if not, you're going to get mad a whole lot. I mean, Nigeria offers like a bit of, like, we have this family closeness. Your family calls you. I remember one time I was with my friend, and then she's married to like a white tea, and the mom was trying to reach her. She wasn't picking. Then the mom called the husband like almost 8 times, and the husband was freaking out. Like, he came out to see 8 missed calls, and he was like, I don't understand. Why is the mom calling 8 times? And they called the mom back. Like, he thought that was like an emergency, and they called her back. He said, oh, I'm just trying to reach you people. I was worried. That's not what he's used to. You get what I mean? And at some point, like, family will come to the house. He will just come home and there's family, without letting him know that this family is going to be sleeping. Because even the wife did not know that they'll be sleeping, that my sister is going to be sleeping over. So they had to like have that conversation. Like, she had to say, okay, listen, I'm married to someone of, different culture and stuff like that. So we have to do things, differently. Yeah. So basically, reset your expectation. Know that we have different culture. Family can be in your space sometimes, but you can, build your boundary. Another thing I said was rebuild your social circle. Friendships might have shifted while you were away. Some people may not fully understand your abroad experience. Seek out community of returnees, often called Japada returnees, as they understand the balance between both worlds. Yes. So basically what I mean here is as simple as it is. Your circle of friends now, you have to pick them wisely. Things might change. You might have, like I said in the beginning, you might have a friend that you guys had the same idea of life. Your friend doesn't understand why you're living with your partner when you guys haven't married, because the culture where she's coming from, you get married before moving in with your people. So what you do is that you either adjust and explain to them, or you find a new circle of friends. Now, I wrote this because I realized that a lot of people that come back like to have friends with their fellow Japada people, because people that returned, because it helps you know that, oh, I'm not alone. That thing I am facing is not alone. Like, I'm not alone. I can feel it. So you feel like there's that connection, right? But the thing I'll say is balance it. Because I have also noticed that when you mix yourself with only people that came back, you guys tend to complain a lot. I have noticed that, because that's what happened to me. But if you mix it with people who are successful here and people that also came back. It helps you like on your days where you're struggling, where you're like, have I made the right decision? You look left and remember that this person has never left here, this country, and this person is even doing well. And then you realize that, okay, I also have a friend that came back, she's doing well. I have another friend that came back and she can't stand it. So having a mix of building that community, I've seen a lot of people tell me this thing. That's why I said in the beginning, like they hung out with their friends that they've been excited to see for years, and the conversation was odd. It happened to me once, guys. This is more like a belief kind of thing. I was having a conversation with this friend of mine we haven't seen in a very long time, and she was just telling me things like, I mean, I don't want to state the exact thing she was telling me, but then I was looking and I just knew then that this friendship was not going to go on because no, nah. I can't have such belief in 2025. No. So yes, it was wise for me to just tell myself that no, we have outgrown each other. So don't think that because these are friends that you've known all your life and you come back and you guys can just keep being friends. No, some have moved on without you. Some have gotten new besties. Some are married now. Some have kids. Their schedule has changed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So another thing I said is adapt your lifestyle. Be flexible with basics like electricity. I've seen people come to a country that doesn't have 24 hours light and they complain. And I ask myself, I don't get it. Even not to exaggerate, a newborn baby, but even kids know that Nigerians do not have 24 hours light. So it's either you're coming here to stay in an estate and get yourself also an inverter, but you cannot move from a country that has 24 hours light, move to a continent, because there's entire Africa, move to a continent that doesn't have 24 hours light, and you come on the internet, you're like, oh, I can't do this again, they don't have lights, but you knew this now. But you knew this. So you have to either adapt. Before you come back, you have to ask yourself, I know someone commented on my page and said something like, please, how do I get a place where I can't do without lights at night, but in the day, I don't mind much. You know what that person is going to do? That person is going to get an estate and either you stay alone, get a generator, and if there's no light, get a standby person that will be turning on the generator whenever whenever the electricity goes off. Or you stay in a service department, but make sure that in that estate that they give you light at night, because estates will tell you that, okay, from this time to this time we give light, from this time to this time we don't give light, so you know what you're getting into. Then if you have kids and all, and you also you want to have uninterrupted light like I do, I don't even know when they turn over from NEPA to Gen, because I also have inverter. Then you can now invest in inverter and solar. But basically, if you're moving back, you have to adjust. Like literally, you have to adjust. If you're moving to a state that has traffic, you have to adjust. The first time I moved to Lagos, I didn't know how Lagos traffic worked. I was staying in Lekki. I want to go and do something in Ikeja. Around 3, I'll just majestically decide that I'm going to Ikeja. And then my friend used to tell me, like, you don't know timing, no. You will be stuck in traffic. But since I kind of understood Lagos, I now know my way around. I mean, at least I haven't missed any appointment. I'd rather be there on time. So yes, embrace what's happening now. Embrace the new you. Know the right plugs, the apps. I did a whole video here. You can check it out in the description. I basically did a video about apps to use in Lagos. Like today, it's raining. I'm not stepping out. I'm going to use my Glovo and I'm going to order food and I'm going to stay after filming this and I'm going to Netflix and chill because I am not going out to that traffic. So find out the apps that work for you. From that video, you can check it out. I probably have to do an updated one if there are apps that are out now. Yes, and I use Instagram a lot to buy a lot of things. I use Instagram to find. So if you're looking for school, it's Instagram I go to. If you're looking for where to buy something, hair, all those things, I go on Instagram. But I also really rely a lot on recommendation. So basically adapt. Blend your values. I wrote here, bring the discipline, exposure, and habits you gained abroad, but adjust them to Nigeria's reality. Example, you may love punctuality, but factor in Lagos traffic. Keep your standard, but adjust your expectation. I said this and I'm saying it again because this is a very important part and this is why people struggle. Keep your standard, but adjust your expectation. So what I do is that, for example, I have a help that's supposed to come at a certain time, right? I understand that this period, I give her grace in my head. It's raining, so I consider the fact that, okay, the days that it's raining, she might find it difficult to get transportation. So I factor that. So what I always tell her is like, by the time I maintain my standard is this: is if you're running late and you've checked your time and you know that it's past this, you must message me. Like, I must wake up to your message of saying, sorry, I'm running late. Like, you must communicate. That's me. I am big on communication, whether it's friends, whether it's workers. I used to tell my workers these things like, I am big on communication. Oh, my phone battery went off. I'm like, yeah, before you are looking at it, before this, my phone battery will go off now, I will know, right? I will know that if I don't see where to charge this phone in the next 20 minutes, that will go off. What do? I have to send my line manager a message, right? That, oh, my phone is going to go off and I'm not able to charge it, but I'm in traffic, so that people are not even worried. So yes, it's the same thing. So you just, maintain your standard, but reduce your expectation so that you don't get too angry. Another one I wrote is handle money differently. Because cost of living might shock you. It will shock you. Some things are cheaper, other no. Budgeting is essential, especially if you are used to steady income abroad. Learn to have diverse income. Now, why this one is very important to me is that I've seen a lot of people come back and complain about how expensive Nigeria is because of the mindset they came with. Oh my God, you guys pay rent 6 million naira for this entire room. That's my rent for a month. We make it in naira. We have to pay it at once. Think about that. So I see a lot of people get into that trap. They come to Nigeria, they want to live in Banana Island, right? They're like $15,000 a year, $20,000 a year. Everything you give them, they're converting into dollars. But the thing is, like, they're no more earning in dollars because very soon they're going to be earning in Nigeria, in naira, because they're doing business in naira, and you're going to be getting naira. And if you have family abroad, maybe you left loan there and there, that means you're going to be changing naira to dollar. That one is it. It is it. So yeah, some things are cheaper, you still need to maintain your budget. Maintain a budget. Don't think that you're coming here because the dollar is higher than naira and you spend anyhow. You are going to get broke faster than you can think of. Like, you will definitely be broke. Trust me. So it's important you adjust your lifestyle, especially if you're still trying to get a job or get a hang of it. Don't look at people who come when you just return. Hey, mama, pa, my return. Yeah, you don't come back now. What do you have for us? You're taking us out. You're taking us out. You're taking us out every day. You're taking them out. You're spending $300. You're taking $500. You're spending $500, $600 before you just came back, because you just came back. They will run. No. Another thing is to protect your mental health. Don't ignore feelings of frustration or loneliness. Therapy, journaling, like I do, or even joining discussion groups will really help you. Remember why you came back. Purpose helps balance. That is so me, because purpose helps balance. I said it before. Know your why. Why am I here? Why am I here? That is what will keep you. Right? If you're good in journaling, if you're lonely, it's okay. Accept it. Because for some of you, you left family there. But for some of you, you're even coming to meet family here, right? I mean, I said one day that I was going to talk about the effects of Japada, because I've seen a lot of people, talk about how a lady made a video on how she had a birthday party coming in, and she just realized that the 25 friends she wanted to invite had all traveled. So those are things that you have to acknowledge. Some of it are growth. They're not traveling because they are running away from something. No, it was not just traveling. It was travel outside Lagos, somewhere abroad, somewhere in Abuja. Marriage are taking them places, work. So I was like, do you think that is also growth? Yeah. So acknowledge that feeling of loneliness. It's okay to acknowledge it. Do what you know how to do best. If you know how to keep groups, I just started doing TikTok live recently. I'm not the one that do the live. I just like go on people's live. And I was on this live one day and I was asking a lady that lived in the UK, like, okay, do you know a lot of people? Is this like your safe space where you talk? And she just started like opening up and was telling me that, she's just on her own. The city she's in doesn't have a lot of, people of color that much, her work. So for her, TikTok is literally like the closest to that community. So she tries to stay around, come on YouTube, watch videos, watch Instagram. It brings her back home. And I just remember, like, my days abroad, whenever I'm abroad, I watch Nollywood. Even if it means to just play it on the TV while I'm doing something else, I just love Nollywood. It's for me is the closest to home, so I get that. Another thing put down here is to reconnect with culture. Enjoy the food, the music, events and traditions. Like everything you have missed, go for weddings. You know one thing about Nigeria, you don't even have to know who is doing the wedding. Yes, tell your friends, please. If you have any friend you're going for their wedding, invite me. Go there. Like, don't be doing things like, oh, Nigerian food is this. I went to the best restaurant. I came back, but I still want to have what I'm eating abroad. No, like go into the culture. Do like the way white people do when they move to a place. They understand the place. They feel the place. They get into it. Do that. And I mean, let yourself laugh at Nigerian humor. Understand Nigerian humor. Do you get what I mean? Understand it. Understand the people. Understand basically like you're here now. This is the culture of the people. This is how the people do. This is how they live. What can I take in? What can't I take in? And love the music. You see yourself connecting back. You will start connecting even before you come back. If you're looking to come back to Nigeria, start doing this. Start listening to Nigerian music more. Start watching Nollywood movies, even the ones you don't like. Just the thought of hearing it. Watch it. Like embrace the culture. And trust me, you will love it. Now, lastly, guys, coming back can be very tedious. It's not the easiest. Adjusting can feel like a whole new you, even though this is probably where you grew up, where you lived almost all your life, and now you're back here feeling like a stranger. I want you to just, like I said, take it all in, adjust, and understand that it's a journey. Don't be in a hurry to adjust. Take it all in, understand it's a journey. See it as a new version of you. Romanticize it like this is a new version of me in Nigeria. I'm going to make the best of it. I am here now. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to live. I'm going to complain less. I'm most importantly, I am going to look for a solution. Listen, like I always tell people, do you know the best place to make money? Where there are issues, because you can make money off the issues. Yeah. Anyway, my name still remains Sarah Donald. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, ask your question in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Most importantly, if you want to support my film channel, it is Sarah Donald Films here on YouTube. Please check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks and have a great one.